What's going on, guys? PlayBox here. We're back for another Dragon Ball Legends video. In this one, we're going to be going over my top 10 best units in the game list. Now, I was planning on doing a tier list for Legends Limited units once again for post part 2 of the anniversary, right? We got 2 new units in the form of Dragon Fist Goku and the Tapion, but honestly, that list wouldn't be too much different from what I did during the part 1 of the anniversary with the release of MajinBlue. So I decided, why not just do a top 10 list where I include not only the Legends Limited units, but as well some 1% Sparking units, as well as the Legends Limited units and the Ultra units. So this is pretty much the top 10 units of the game, the most ran units, the most, the best units basically. And it was actually pretty hard to compile a list of 10 of the best units, like, straight up. The top 5 is more comfortable with that. I feel like that's more concrete, but the bottom 5, like 6 through 10, was very difficult to rank. So there might be some controversial takes here and there, and honestly, if you have any problems with it, like, I'm open to what you guys have to say, because like I said, it's pretty close between all of these units. So you can honestly switch them around maybe 1 or 2 spots, but just in general, these 10 units are like pretty much the most popular units in PvP right now, and they're pretty much the best units, right? I'm also gonna be going through some honorable mentions before we hit the top 10, so we're gonna start off with those. I think I have 3 honorable mentions, and then we're gonna go straight into the top 10. So starting off this list with the 3 honorable mentions, we're gonna start off with Sword of Hope Trunks. Now, Future is definitely one of the top tier teams right now. I'm also planning to do a best teams in PvP currently. I'm doing all these lists right before we enter part 3 of the anniversary, because I do think there's going to be a part 3. At this point, it's pretty much confirmed that there's going to be a part 3. So, kind of looking through the meta, how it looks like before we enter the part 3 of the anniversary. So I'm going to do a teams list as well, probably in the upcoming week. But yeah, Sword of Hope Trunks, he's on probably one of the best teams in the game. Future, I don't know if I would say Future is the best. Future is probably not the best team, but honestly, Trunks, he's still a very good unit. It's crazy because I always mention this whenever I bring Trunks up, but he aids significantly better than Goku and Vegeta, who was, on their release was clear-cut the best unit in the game, but, the featured tier really screwed over Goku and Vegeta. But Trunks, still having some really good last man standing capabilities, having the endurance, just immense strike attack, and his coloring is really good. Also having one of the hardest hitting ultimates in the game, as well as being paired up with some of the better units in the game, such as the Android, Cell, Future Gohan's still solid. But I just feel like he just doesn't compared to the other units in the game, and I feel like he's also very replaceable. Like, one of my favorite builds of Future, it's kind of a Future / powerful opponent team where I run the Android, Cell, and on the leader I run Revival Frieza for my Rising Rush control. Now, you could use Sword of Hope Trunks there, but I feel like Revival is extremely useful in comparison to Endurance, because with the androids running around, have it just completely nullifying Endurance. I feel like Endurance is just slowly become less and less valuable when compared to Revival. So that's why he's a bit lower on the list. And of course, having the condition to, fill up the unique gauge first before getting his max potential is definitely somewhat of a drawback. But, it's not that many drawbacks. It's just that the other units are so much better. But he's going to be our first honorable mention. Second is going to be... Oh shit, what the hell happened? Oh, well, he popped out here, but Whis is going to be the second honorable mention here. This is a unit that I don't have experience using because I freaking can't pull him, but he's just from showcases and other people using him, he's definitely one of the better support units, probably the best support unit. Not only that, he holds a green card, and one of his, I think his underrated effect, maybe not underrated, but it's his ability to nullify cover change for 60 timer counts. So basically from battle starts 60 timer counts. That's a long time, by the way. So you don't have to worry about any sort of cover changes. You can rush easily with him. Obviously his damage is not the best, but you can rush easily with him. He has crazy support. Just the green card, holding the green card is his biggest asset, because right now I would say the best team would be using him alongside the androids and MajinBlue on a red purple setup there, and they also have access to certain Senkai buffs through Goku Black, and also some good Z abilities. So I would say that's probably the better team in PvP right now, just because the androids with the abundance of green card is just stupid, and of course Goku's ability to stall out is unmatched. So Whis is definitely a really good unit. It's crazy because that All-Star banner is pretty crazy, having both Whis and that Golden Frieza. And it's still up right now, so it's honestly not a terrible idea to summon on that banner if you want to get one of these units. So he's gonna be my second honorable mention, and my third honorable mention was kind of hard to pick because I was tempted to put this unit in the 10th spot and take the 10th unit and put him in the honorable mention. But my third honorable mention is gonna be Vegeta Blue. Now, yeah, this Vegeta Blue, I know it's kind of I guess a meme, his Zenkai, because they didn't really touch anything, but obviously his base kit was already very good. All he needed was a stat increase. Now his stat increase is pretty good, like 292 strike attack, 278 blast attack, and really good defense. Those are really good stats, right? But I just wish they added a bit more to his kit, such as the biggest thing that a lot of people wanted was some sort of cover nullification, because this Vegeta Blue is going to be comboing for such a long time, but since he has no way of getting cover nullification, it can easily be interrupted by a unit with cover changes, and a unit with cover change is pretty much everywhere now, so having cover nullification is pretty much the biggest asset to have. And since he doesn't have any way of getting that, it kind of puts him at a lower on this list. Also, with the ability to draw multiple strike cards, it gets kind of obvious that he's getting strike cards, so you have to watch out for that. And you need to incorporate some sort of drop comboing in your playstyle to properly utilize him, because like I just said, a lot of people have cover change, so that's, I would say, his biggest downfall. But other than that, he does really good damage. He tanks decently well. So that's why he's on the honorable mention list and not making the number 10 spot. So we'll just transition over to the 10th spot and who I believe could have been on the honorable mention list. This might be a bit controversial, but my number 10th pick is going to be Ultragoku. Yeah, this was tough for me. Honestly, I just couldn't see myself putting him any higher. Like, one of the biggest reasons is I almost never see him in PvP, and it's honestly not because of his kit itself, because he actually has one of the better kits in the game. But I feel like after coming off the featured tier list, obviously featured boost, he's obviously gonna take more damage. He is not that tanky, of course, so he's gonna take a lot of damage. But the biggest problem, of course, is because literally every team pretty much in the game right now is running either the tag androids or the Goku, other than movies, right? Wait, what red unit is movies running? Maybe you can leader. No, you don't want to leader any of them. What are they running? I guess they're not running any. Yeah, I don't think movies has any red unit. So other than movies, right, you're gonna be running into God Key, Future, Powerful Opponent, red, purple. They're all using some sort of red unit, and they just completely wall off this Ultragoku, and I feel like his relevance because of that kind of drops him down in this list. I think if red wasn't as prominent in the meta right now, he would definitely move up the list a bit. But for now, I feel like number 10, would probably make sense for him. Like, if you would to place him anywhere in the 6 through 10, I wouldn't really have a problem. Like I said, with these upcoming units, it's really hard to really rank them. There's no really wrong answer in who's better between those 6 to 10 units, right? But this, in my opinion, is how I would rank them. So Ultragoku at number 10. So moving up, we have Golden Frieza at number number 9. Golden Frieza, alongside the Whis on that All-Star banner, crazy units. This Golden Frieza, when he dropped, when LOE was number 1, because I don't think LOE is number 1 right now. When LOE was number 1, this Golden Frieza was an absolute menace. We had people thinking he was the best unit in the game, which you could argue he was probably one of the best unit in the game. And he still is definitely one of the better units in the game. It's just insane blast damage, insane combo potential. The main ability just basically healing you up to full HP even after taking like 70% of your health off of combo. It's it's just insane how much he can do. Nullify cover, just the combo potential is insane. It's very reminiscent of Goku Black, which he was kind of based off of, right, with the with this ability right here. Wait, where is it? I think it's somewhere here. Applies when arts card drawn, restores 2 health, 2% health, key by 10% damage inflicted, and I believe the special move damage Goku Black didn't have, or maybe he did. I can't forget, but it's pretty reminiscent of the transforming Goku Black in that sense. He's basically an upgraded version of him because he gets cover nullification, he has upgraded stats. The one difference is he's not a transforming unit like him. So yeah, like the 30% health on main ability, then he gets 4 cards, and then the 4 cards gives you an additional 8%. That's 38% health. Damn near 40% of your health just through the main ability. Like, that is just stupid, right? And then the stupid 90% base and the 110% blast damage just straight up entering the battlefield. Like, this is some ultra level shit right here. So that's why he's number 9. The reason why I don't have him any higher is because I would say LOE has kind of fallen off a bit, and he's not the best unit on the LOE team right now. I feel like Revival Frieza is their best unit, and then we have the Tag Androids, who's pretty much always on the leader slot there. So that's pretty much the reason why. And since falling off the featured list, featured boost, his defenses are a glaring problem, and I feel like this is a reoccurring problem with units that fall off the featured list, featured boost, is that their defenses just completely plummet down, and that's quite unfortunate because, you know, it gives us a false image of how these units are actually in PvP. So that's why my biggest problem with the featured boost is it's just a stupid thing to buff units that just released, right? But, you know, it is what it is. So let's move on to number 8, and it's going to be Super Saiyan God, Super Saiyan Vegeta, or, you know, Zenkai Blue Super Saiyan Vegeta. Yeah, this is Vegeta, man. Insane damage, insane tanking. I think his biggest asset would be his tanking. I feel like he's probably the tankiest unit in the game. Like, look at these stats: 192, 194 defense is like, what? Actually insane. His stats are just across the board better than Vegeta Blue, which is pretty insane. I feel like he should have just had comparable stats to this Vegeta, but it is what it is. But yeah, his tanking, I feel like, is his biggest asset. Like, you would see this guy pretty much tank rising rushes from certain units. It's insane. And then his damage, his strike attack just does so much. His green card is really good. The one thing I would have liked with his green card is if it gave health. If this green card gave health, it would actually be like Super Saiyan 3 Giant Fist Goku's green card, where he gets a strike card, he gets health, and he gets key, right? The health, 15% is actually a lot on the green card, which is pretty crazy. He has the sub count reduction every time your opponent, your allies get hit, and of course his main ability is the biggest part of his kit, where he gets double card draw speed and then an ultimate that locks in. So pretty much being able to snipe any unit, any non-purple unit, and even potentially some purple units, right? Granted, they're not tanky purple units or Zenkai purple units. But yeah, and this guy fits on so many different teams: Vegeta Clan, Future, God Key. The last two being very prominent in the meta, right? God Key and Future. So that's why he is number 7 on my list. Moving on to number 6, we have LF Perfect Cell. Perfect Cell post platinum equipment is a different animal, let me tell you. Purple being a very good color right now in the meta, because there aren't many prominent yellow units. Actually, there has been a new addition to the list in the form of Tapion, who's actually pretty good and pretty common. But other than that, there isn't really that many strong purple units in the meta, so that means he's pretty free. And with the addition of the Dragon Fist Goku, I feel like his value has slightly increased as well. And he's also paired up with some of the better units in the game in the form of Tag Androids, the File Frieza, like the team I mentioned right now. It makes this guy super good. I think his biggest downside would probably be his green card. It's just not that great. I mean, it does increase his unique gauge and gives him 70% gauge back, but, you know, just a green card that just you can't even combo into. It's a lunging forward green card. It doesn't really, and you can't combo into. It just doesn't provide that much value, right? You would rather like a stop time event green card or like a long range projectile green card that could combo into something. So I would say that would be his biggest drawback. But you know, his damage is through the roof. Once you pop the unique gauge, his damage is insane. Like I'm running a 3-star perfect cell right now, and once you get his unique gauge popped, he does insane damage even just at 3 stars. Just imagine what he would do like at 6, 9, and 14 stars. Like most people would probably have him around that 6 to 7 star range. So he does just insane damage. His ultimate does stupid damage. One of his biggest assets as well is the ability to destroy Dragon Balls on cover change. And the team you run him on, like I said, with the androids and Revival Frieza, the Dragon Ball manipulation is just so dumb, right? You have this guy who destroys, I think it's 2 Dragon Balls. Yeah, 2 Dragon Balls whenever he cover changes. You have the androids, I believe, who destroys 2 Dragon Balls as well whenever you switch over to 17. And you got Revival Frieza, who takes 2 Dragon Balls when he pops his main ability post-Revival. So that's like 6 Dragon Balls you just destroy for free. Like, it's so dumb, the Dragon Ball manipulation in that team. So that's why it solidifies his spot in number 6. You could argue he's like number wait, no, this is number 7, right? You have 10, 8, 10, 9, 8, 7. You could argue Cell could be 6 or 5, honestly, but it's pretty close between the upcoming units. So let's keep going. Number 6, we have Tapion, the 1% sparking unit, Hero Tapion. This guy, man, he is a support type unit that does actually insane damage. Like, I'm actually surprised at how much damage he does and how much he tanks. He tanks pretty well for a support type unit. He does like pretty much everything, yo. He does supporting, he does damage, he does disruption, he has utility, he does healing. Like, he provides buffs to the team. A team heal is just insane. 25% to the team is stupid, and then 25% strike damage inflicted by allies is really good. I would have liked this to be general damage, but strike damage is fine because the units that you run alongside him are all melee-based units. You don't really run him with any blast-based units, right? Like, when you think of the teams he's ran alongside is Powerful Opponent or Movies. Movies, you run him with Ultra Gogeta, Dragon Fist Goku, Revival Gohan, all strike-based units. Powerful Opponent, you run him with Perfect Cell, Tag Androids, who is like a mixed offense from Blast and Strike, so it doesn't matter. Perfect Cell is melee based, so it's not that big of a deal, right? Then he seals enemy blast cards. He has a lot of sealing, right? He destroys cards. 50% damage cut, 80% damage for support type is really good. And then this is also his big asset here is the ability to reduce sub count by 10 when enemy activates Rising Rush. This ability right here is so damn good. Like, I use the Zenkai Death Goku, the Otherworld Goku, and there's so many instances where people just completely forget about this ability, because what you would do is you're getting comboed, right? But let's say you're getting comboed by a unit, right? Then you switch over to this Tapion, you get comboed. Then you can switch over, let's say, okay, that's a pretty bad example. Let's say you're getting comboed by Tapion, and then you switch over to an enemy, an ally, and you're getting comboed. Some people just quickly go for the rush because they forget that Tapion has this ability. So they might be thinking, oh, you know, his allies are on cooldown. So when they use a rush, you just pop in the Tapion, and there you go. You take the rush, and then he has a new mechanic where he has this death effect where it does damage to the opponent, and you better make sure you finish this Tapion off with a unit that has type advantage, because let's say this guy has you finish him up with someone that has type disadvantage. Oh my god, you're gonna take so much damage, and it's an AoE damage inflictor, right? It does the self-destructs. It does damage to your all the opponents, right? Based on the amount of damage it does to the current opponent. So make sure you finish him off with someone that has type advantage, or else you're gonna be taking a lot of damage. So yeah, that's number 6 on the list. Then we're gonna go up to number 5 here. I think the top 5 might be pretty solid, but definitely let me know in the comments if you guys agree with this or not. Number 5 is going to be Revival Frieza. Revival Frieza, dude, this guy has come a long way. Back when his release in January on the All-Star banner, this dude is so good. Just already being a Revival unit provides immense value with the Rising Rush control, right? And then he has shortens ally sub count, the green card providing some blast cards. He has sealing. He does really good damage even pre-revival, but post-revival he does even more damage. You know, he restores ki, he restores allies' health, which is pretty. I even honestly didn't even know that, but he restores allies' health because I don't use them on the Frieza Force or Lineage Evil, so I don't really get that. But he's a great leader unit to use on any of your team. Like if you're missing out on a Rising Rush Control unit, this guy is probably your go-to for that. Him or even Tapion, but I feel like Revival is a bit better, of course. And then post-Revival, he nullifies unfavorable elements. He has Dragon Ball manipulation. He has sub-count shortening again. He has a green card that can lock you. And then you can lock him into the rush. Like, he has a lot of utility here, and he does really good damage on top of having the Revival. So I feel like I think he's probably the best unit to leader. If you're not looking for a damage dealer or something like that. But dude, this guy, I don't think many. I mean, you could argue he could be lower, but I don't think you could argue any higher. I think top 5. I think number 5 is a good spot to have him at. Not any further. I think the next 4 are pretty solid here. So let's move on to number 4, and we have Dragon Fist Goku. Giant Fist Goku, man. He does a lot. His biggest thing is the amount of buffs you get when you pop the unique gauge, when you fill it up, is crazy, right? Look at this. Where is the unique gauge? Yeah, look at this. So once you pop the fill up the unique gauge, you get 20% health, enhanced special move arts card. So basically what it does is it restores 10% health once you have the unique gauge filled. Look at this green card, by the way. Strike cards, 40 ki, 25% damage, and 10% health. That is one of the best green cards you can have. Then enhances special move arts. Let's go to that. Once it fills, it inflicts no switching for 3 time recounts. Having a no switch ability is just stupid, man. We all know the Vegeta, the Zenkai Vegeta, having that locking on his ultimate, making him a sniper unit. Well, this guy has a sniping ability on all his blue cards when you pop the unique gauge, so that's crazy. And then this, man, enhances ultimate arts and main ability. Restores own vanish by 100, reduce enemy vanish by 0. Once you pop this, you basically, the best time to pop this, I would say, is after you vanish your opponent's attacks, like, you know, through it, like after a strike card. Vanishing a strike card attack and then popping this would probably be your best case scenario, because if you pop it during like a combo, you have to take into effect that there's going to be combo compensation when calculating the damage, right? But when you sidestep, when you vanish and then pop this, you're basically starting a new combo fresh, so there's no combo compensation, so you're getting a free raw ultimate onto the opponent. And of course, we all know this ultimate literally just is a bastard nuke. Like, it does so much damage, right? You pretty much can one shot almost anyone. And the cherry on top is that once you have the unique gauge filled, this nullifies enemies' your unfavorable element factor. So whether it's a purple unit or whatever, you're going to be type neutral or type advantage on the opponent. So you don't have to worry about anything. Just toss it in and kill anyone. I think it's safe to say that this guy has probably the hardest hitting ultimate in the game once all the conditions are met. And yeah, like he has card draw speed coupled with his permanent card draw speed here. Giving him double card draw speed. He restores a lot of health. He gets a lot of he does so much. And of course, nullifying cover twice on entry is really good. The one downside, however, I would say with the unit is actually there's 2 downsides. The first one being his lack of defense. He does have a 60% cut here, but his defenses are not that great. What is it? 166, 162, and his health is a bit low. So his defenses are probably his biggest problem. And then the second one is I feel like his unique gauge just takes a bit too long to fill up. I think he gets 15%, or was it 10%? Let's see. Okay, just as slightly charges. So yeah, I feel like his unique gauge takes a bit too long to fully build up. And so you won't always feel the effect of his unique gauge fully popped up. So just because that one reason, just not being able to always have his peak potential active, kind of lowers him on this list, and is the reason why I have him at number 4 and not like a bit higher compared to the other units that we're going to be talking about. So that's why he's going to be at number 4. But just this guy is insane and fits on some of the best teams in the game right now. Movies, I would say, is like a top 3 team in the game. So we're going to be sticking him at number 4. Moving into number 3, we have Ultra Instinct Goku. Yes, Ultra Instinct Goku. It's cool to see that the part 1 and part 2 LFs are pretty relative to each other. There's not one that's overly top better than the other one. Like it's good that they're relative to each other. So I'm happy on that end. But yeah, Ultra Instinct Goku, probably one of the most. I think he's probably straight up the most used unit in the game right now. If we were to take a look at like the popularity rankings, I think maybe MUI would be the best, the number 1 unit. But we all know, is there really anything to say about this guy? Unique gauge, being able to dodge almost everything and then doing damage onto the enemy. Immense stalling potential. Like once you switch him out, you can pretty much stall out your allies' timer counts, which gives you more chances to cover change and stuff like that. The strike clash win is just so stupid, man. It's actually just so stupid. This could come in clutch so many times. Like, let's say you're near the end, last man standing, and both of you just decide to go for your rush to cancel each other's rush. Well, guess what? You get into a strike clash, you win automatically, and then you finish off the game like that. It's just so stupid. What was it? The other thing, there was something else that I wanted to mention. The green card is really good. You know, get some unique gauge, some strike card, resource key, and then ultimate damage. His ultimate hitting extremely hard, cover changes on anything twice. He does a lot, and even this blue card nullifying most other special moves, sub count reduction by 2 on hit, permanent card draw speed, nullifies cover change for 30 counts is always really good. He just does so much. He has one of the best neutral game in the game. He just does too much. And he fits on the best teams in the game, right? God Key, Red, Purple, like I mentioned. Universe Survival Saga is really good. You can pair him with Ultragoku, Sun Family. You can literally run him with Dragon Fist Goku. And yeah, he's just broken, man. He's just disgusting. So he's gonna be number 3. The next 2 is going to be, I mean, I feel like these top 4 is pretty concrete, right? Number 2, I'm sure you guys guessed it, Ultra Gojira. Of course, his value has increased significantly because the meta is very red focused with the androids and Ultra Instinct Goku, so his value has increased. But this Ultra Gojira, man, he's just a different animal. I feel like him and the androids are so far above the other units in the game, but then the androids are so far above everything else. By the way, if you guys didn't know, the androids are number 1. But Ultra Gojira, man, there is really much to say about him, right? We already know what he does. 100% damage inflicted, permanent card draw speed, just fills up this stupid unique gauge so fast that he gets blue cards out the ass. A lot of healing, last man standing, gets another ultimate, no switching, nullifies enemy unfavorable, goes neutral twice, locks in twice, sub count reduction by 5 when the enemy activates Rising Rush. This comes in clutch so many times, it's insane. And then he just does stupid amount of damage, supreme damage. Nullifies enemy endurance for 30 counts. So he has 2 ultimates, that's 60 counts of endurance nullification. Nullifies cover on the green card all the time for 10 counts, which is insanely long. He just does it all. Like, he has literally everything. He does everything extremely well. The one thing he doesn't have is support. He doesn't have support, right? Yeah, he doesn't have any support, but other than supporting, he does everything. There's nothing to talk about. He's just insane. And then we come over to the androids. Now, if you thought Ultra Gojira did everything, well, the androids do everything, plus more. I didn't know that was possible, but here we go. The androids, tag unit, Dragon Ball manipulation is stupid. They heal forever. They reduce ki forever. They reverse elements, so you can never truly have type advantage over them. 90% and then 30% strike. So 120% strike damage, and then when he goes to 18, or I mean when he goes to 17, it's oh no, he doesn't get, okay, so he gets health restoration instead. Health restoration on top of infinite healing. Would you look at that? The green card is probably their their biggest thing. Like, look at this, man. Draws 1 card, restores ki by 50, nullifies unfavorable, nullifies cover, and then -1 to card draw. And then 18s does pretty much the same thing, but instead of -1 to card draw, she reduces enemies gauge. Granted, it's only 1, but this ability here is so damn stupid. The same scenario, like I said, with Dragon Fist Goku, where you vanish out of an enemy's attack and you pop this, you're pretty much guaranteed a free combo. It's so stupid. Their blue card does so much damage. It's insane. And then the ability to draw a strike or blast guard after using a strike or blast guard is so stupid. They have probably the best combo potential in the game, the highest combo potential in the game. It's like, there isn't really anything to say. These guys are clear and cut the best unit in the game, and this is not up for debate, by the way. They are the best unit, and if you think they're not, you're just simply flat out wrong. It's like the other units, you could argue at certain spots, but these androids, they're the clear-cut best unit in the game. There's no debating it. So if you think otherwise, I'm sorry, you're just wrong. It's just how this game works. So that's gonna be my top 10 list. Let me know in the comments what your guys' top 10 list or top 5 list, and let me know if you guys have any disagreements or agreements with my list. I'm interested to see what you guys have to say. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe, because that shit is so important, so don't forget. Other than that, have a great day. See ya.